Good afternoon, dear students. Today I shall discuss about the significance of derivative, that is differential coefficient, that is rate of change. Derivative, that is differentiation, is one of the basic elements in calculus. Calculus has several basic elements on which calculus is standing upon. These basic elements are limit, continuity, differentiation, integration, etc. I shall discuss about the significance of derivative, that is rate of change. Here rate of change means the rate of change of a variable which is dependent on other variable x, the rate of change of this dependent variable with respect to other independent variables. Now we shall discuss about these topics, that is significance of derivative. Now let us consider two variable, one is x and other is y. X is independent variable and y is dependent variable. The values of y depend upon the values of x. So we can consider y as a function of x. We can consider y as a function of x. What is function? Function is a correspondence between two sets. The function associate the element of one set to other set. So here f is the function where y is the function of x. So y equal to fx. So if x changes, then obviously y changes, because y is dependent on x. If x changes, then obviously y changes. Suppose change in x, suppose change in x is del x. We can choose change in x as del x. Obviously y changes, so change in y we can suppose change in y del y. Change in y is del y. So changed value of y is y plus del y, and also changed value of x is x plus del x, x plus del x. So we can write y plus del y equal to function of x plus del x, because y is a function of x. So we can write y plus del y equal to f of x plus del x. Now also del y equal to f of x plus del x minus y, that is f of x plus del x minus y, means y equal to fx. This is, so this is del y is expressed as f of x plus del x minus f of x. Now if we take the ratio of change of y with respect to change of x, that is del y over del x. Del y over del x is the rate of change of y with respect to x, that is change in y, ratio between change in y and change in x, which is del y over del x equal to this is over del x, this, and this change is also average rate of change, because this change occurs in the interval x plus del x. This is not pointwise change, but this change is in the interval, throughout the interval x plus del x. So this change is called average rate of change of y with respect to x. This is average rate of change average rate of change of y with respect to x. This is called average rate of change of y with respect to x. Now, we shall go to pointwise change, that is instantaneous change. And how can we go to this pointwise change? We can go pointwise change if we make del x approaches to 0. If we make del x approaches to 0, that is if we make del x infinitesimally small, that is tends to 0. If we make del x approaches to 0, that is tends to 0, then we can arrive at the instantaneous change, that is pointwise rate of change. So, if del x tends to 0, then limit del x tends to 0 del y over del x equal to limit del x tends to 0 f of x plus del x minus fx over del x. This is the definition of derivative, that is differential coefficient of y with respect to x. This is the this is the principle of differentiation, that is this is the definition of differentiation, that is differentiation means differentiation of y with respect to x, that is differential coefficient. This is the definition of derivative, and also this is also the definition of derivative, and it is also symbolized as the differentiation or derivative can be symbolized as dy dx. This is well known symbol which means the derivative, that is differential coefficient of y with respect to x. So, dy dx equal to limit del x tends to 0 and this derivative, and this rate of change, this is also rate of change. This rate of change is actually pointwise rate of change. This rate of change is pointwise rate of change, that is instantaneous rate of change. This is not average rate of change. So, we can convert average rate of change into pointwise or instantaneous rate of change if we make del x approaches to 0. So, this is pointwise, this is pointwise or instantaneous rate of change of y, rate of change of y with respect to x. That is also, this is dy dx also rate of change is also, this is also rate of change of y with respect to x at the point point x. So, these are the mathematical significance of del y over del x and dy dx. Del y del x is mathematical significance is that del y del x means the average rate of change of y with respect to x in the interval x plus del x, and dy dx is the pointwise, that is instantaneous rate of change of y with respect to x, and that is this is the rate of change of y with respect to x at the point x. Now, we shall discuss about the geometrical significance of both dy dx and del y over del x, that is average rate of change with respect to x and pointwise rate of change of y with respect to x. We can interpret these two results, these two quantity, that is dy dx and del y over del x in geometrically. We can interpret this result in geometrically. Now we shall interpret dy dx, that is differential coefficient, that is derivative rate of change, geometrically. We shall now discuss about the geometrical meaning of dy dx, geometrical significance of dy dx. Here we have already taken the function y equal to fx, y is the function of x, and we have drawn the curve y equal to fx. We have drawn the graph of y equal to fx, the graph of the curve y equal to fx. This is the graph of the curve y equal to fx. This is the graph of the curve y equal to fx which is drawn. Now we have also taken 2 points on this graph, one is xy and other is x plus del x, y plus del y. These 2 points are very close to each other, that is these points are neighboring points, these points are neighboring points, these points are very close to each other, that is one is xy and other is x plus del x, y plus del y. Del x and del y are infinitesimal, that is infinitesimally small. This is these are 2 points, neighboring points. Now we have also drawn the line, straight line connecting P and Q. We have already drawn a straight line connecting P and Q and also drawn the tangent at the point phi. Now the gradient, from the graph we can calculate the gradient of the straight line connecting two neighboring points x y and x plus del x, y plus del y. The gradient of the straight line PQ is y2 minus y1, that is y plus del y minus y1, that is y, over x plus del x, x2 minus x1, which is del y by del x. And also we have taken the inclination of the straight line PQ with the x axis as theta, and we have also taken the inclination of the tangent at P with the x axis as phi. Phi is the inclination of the tangent at P and theta is the inclination of the line, straight line connecting two neighboring point x y and x plus del x, y plus del y. Now also del y del x is the gradient of the straight line PQ, that is connecting two neighboring points. This is also can be written as tan of the inclination of the line, which is theta, tan theta. This is the gradient of the straight line connecting P and Q. So here del y del x was the average rate of change of y with respect to x. This average rate of change is geometrically interpreted as the gradient of the line, straight line connecting two neighboring point P and Q. Actually, the average rate of change means the gradient of the line connecting two neighboring point x y and x plus del x, y plus del y. This is the geometrical meaning of the average rate of change of y with respect to x. This is the geometrical meaning of del y by del x. Now we shall go to the geometrical significance of dy dx. How can we go to the geometrical significance of dy dx? Now if we make del x tends to 0, approaches to 0, that is if del x approaches to 0, this also implies del y tends to 0, and this also implies the line PQ, the straight line PQ tends to the tangent at P. If P and Q, if del x tends to 0, then Q also approaches to P. If del x tends to 0, Q approaches to P, because then the straight line PQ approaches to the tangent at P, because del x tends to 0 implies del y tends to 0. This also implies P tends to Q. P tends to Q, when P tends to Q or Q tends to P or Q tends to P or Q tends to P, then these intersecting lines, this line intersect the curve in 2 points x y and x plus del x y plus del y. This intersecting line, that is secant, intersecting lines is called secant. The secant PQ converted into the coincide on the tangent at P, that is secant PQ coincident on the tangent at P when del x tends to 0. That is, del x tends to 0 means Q approaches to P. If del x tends to 0, that is del y tends to 0, then also we can say Q approaches to P. When Q approaches to P, then secant PQ, that is the line connecting P and Q, is coincident on the tangent at P, that is Q tends to P means the straight line PQ coincide with the tangent at P, that is approaches to the tangent at P. Then we can say limit del x tends to 0, del y over del x, which is called dy dx, then dy dx is equal to del y del x is was tan theta, that is limit del x tends to 0, tan theta equal to dy dx, and also del y del x tends to 0, del y tends to 0, then Q approaches to P. Also we can say there theta approaches to phi, when the line PQ, approaches to the tangent at P, that is coincident on the tangent P when del x tends to 0, then also theta approaches to phi. So limit del x tends to 0, tan theta equal to tan phi equal to dy dx, that is limit. We can also write this, when del x tends to 0, we have got theta approaches to phi. So this limit can be changed into limit theta tends to phi tan of theta equal to dy dx, that is theta approaches to phi when del x tends to 0, then theta approaches to phi, that is the line PQ is coincident on the tangent at P, that is theta approaches to phi. So del x tends to 0 means theta approaches to phi. So this limit can be reduced into this limit, that is limit theta tends to phi tan theta equal to dy dx, that is this implies dy dx equal to tan of phi. This tan of phi is the tan phi means the gradient of the tangent at P. This is tan phi is the gradient. This is the gradient of the tangent at P, that is x y. Actual dy dx that is derivative differentiation, that is differential coefficient, actually means the gradient of the tangent at the point x y, that is tan phi. Tan phi is the gradient of the tangent, that is tan phi. Gradient of the tangent means tan phi. Tan phi is the gradient of the tangent at the point P x y. So, dy dx has its geometrical meaning. This geometrical meaning is that the gradient of the tangent at P is the derivative dy dx, equal to the derivative dy dx. That is differential coefficient, actually the gradient of the tangent to the curve at the point P, whose coordinate is x y. The gradient of the tangent at P x y on the curve y equal to f x is called the derivative, that is differential coefficient, rate of change, that is derivative is the actually is the gradient of the tangent at the point P x y on the curve y equal to f x. This is the geometrical meaning of dy dx, that is rate of change. Next we shall solve some mathematical problem on this chapter. Here we have taken two problems from this chapter. The chapter is significance of derivative. We shall solve these two problems. And first problem is given here. Here a square is drawn whose side length is a centimeter, and the A is the area of the square. We are also given dA dt, that is rate of change of side length, rate of change of side with respect to time t equal to 2 semi per second. We have to find out the value of the rate of change of area of the square with respect to time t at A equal to 10 semi, that is when A equal to side length is 10 centimeter, then we have to find out the value of rate of change of the area of the square with respect to time t. Now, let us begin. Here at first we use the formula of the area of the square, which is area of the square is A equal to we have already known the formula of square, area of the square, which is square of the side length, that is a square of the side length, and so area equal to a square, A equal to a square. Now we can take differentiation with respect to time t on both sides. We take differentiation on both sides with respect to time t. So, ddt of equal to ddt of a square. Here dA dt equal to ddt of we change the rate of change as dda with respect to rate of change A, rate of change of a square with respect to A, that is dda of a square into dA over dt. Here the differentiation of a square with respect to A is 2A and dA dt. Here the value of A is given as 10 centimeter. When 10 centimeter, we have to find out the value of rate of change of the area with respect to time t. So, we can put the value of A, which is 10 centimeter, 2 into 10 into dA dt. dA dt is given as 2 semi per second, that is into 2 and the unit is also semi square per second, that is value is 40 semi square per second, that is dA dt equal to value of dA dt equal to 40 semi square per second. This is the value of dA dt, that is value of the rate of change of the area of the square with respect to time t at A equal to 10 centimeter is 40 semi square per second. Thus, we have solved this problem. Now, we shall solve the second problem. The second problem is that a conical upside down conical pot has its base radius capital R equal to 12 centimeter and altitude, that is height is height h capital H equal to 24 centimeter. This pot is filled with some liquid acid to some extent, and also the rate of change of the volume of the liquid acid with respect to time t is given as 100 cc per minute. We have to find out the rate of change of the height of the poured acid with respect to time t. We have to find out this value. We have to find out the value of the rate of change of the height of the poured acid with time t, with respect to time t, and also here h is the height of the poured acid at time t, and also its base radius is r centimeter. We have to find out the height of the poured acid with respect to time t when height is 10 centimeter. When its height is 10 centimeter, we have to find out the value of the rate of change of the height of the poured acid with respect to time t, and here h is the height of the poured acid at time t. Now, let us begin. Here also we can get two similar triangles. If we take vertical cross section through the vertex, vertical cross section through the vertex of the conical pot, we can get two triangles BOA and BO dot A dot. Also these triangles are similar. This can be easily verified that these two triangles are similar. So, we have also known that the properties of similar triangles, from the properties of similar triangle we can write the ratio of the sides are equal. That is, we can write OA over O dot A dot equal to OB over O dot B. Here OA is radius r, that is 12 centimeter, that is 12 over O dot A dot, the radius, base radius of the poured acid, which is taken as r centimeter. So, r equal to OB. OB is the height of the conical pot, which is given as capital H is equal to 24 centimeter, that is OB equal to 24, and O dot B is the height of the poured acid at time t. Its height is taken as h centimeter. Its height is taken as h centimeter, that is h. So, we can get r equal to 12h over 24, that is h over 2. This is the relation between base radius of the poured acid at time t and its height h. Here relation is r equal to h over 2. Now, here we are given the rate of change of the poured acid, rate of change of the volume of the poured acid, that is dV dt, equal to 100 cc per minute, where V is the volume of the acid at the time t, that is dV dt. We can also write the volume of the poured acid is V at time t equal to this is also is in conical shape. This poured acid is in conical shape, that is its shape is a cone, right circular cone. So, volume of the right circular cone we have already known the formula, which is 1/3 pi r square h. We can replace r by h by 2, that is 1/3 pi r equal to h over 2 square into h, which is pi h cube over 12. This is cc, unit is cc, volume of unit of the volume is cc. So, this is dV dt, this is the volume of the poured acid, this is the volume of the poured acid at time t. So, we can differentiate on both sides with respect to t, that is dV dt equal to ddt of pi h cube over 12. We can change it as ddh pi h cube over 12 into dH dt. Derivative of pi h cube over 12 is 3 pi h square over 12 dH dt, and this is here dV dt is given as 100 cc per minute, equal to 14 pi h is given as 10 centimeter. At h equal to 10, we have to find out the value of the rate of change of the height with respect to time t. So, we can put the value of h in this expression, 10 square into dH dt, which implies dH dt equal to 100 into 4 over 100 into pi, that is 100 is cancelled out, we can get 4 over pi. This is the rate of change of the volume of the poured acid with respect to time t. This value is 4 over pi, also unit is cc per minute, This is the this unit is unit of height, unit of height is semi per minute. This is the rate of change of the height of poured acid with respect to time t, when height, that is h equal to 10 centimeter. This is the result. Now we shall solve another problem. This problem is also taken from the chapter. The chapter is significance of derivative. The problem is a ladder of length 15 meter. Here A is the ladder whose length is 15 meter. This ladder leans against a vertical wall. Leans against a vertical wall. This vertical wall is CD, and also the orthogonal projection of one part of this ladder which is outside the wall. This outside part is AD, and its orthogonal projection is 3 meter. This is suppose AF is 3 meter. AF is the orthogonal projection of the one part of the ladder which is outside the wall. This is the outside portion of the ladder whose orthogonal projection AF is 3 meter. If its upper end keeps sliding down at the rate of 2 meter per second, if its upper end, that is upper end is A, sliding down at the rate of 2 meter per second, keeps sliding down at the rate of 2 meter per second. We have to find out the rate of change of sliding of its lower end of the ladder. Lower end is A, E. We have to find out the rate of change of sliding of the lower end E when its upper end keeps sliding down at the rate of 2 meter per second. Upper end of the ladder keeps sliding down at the rate of 2 meter per second. We have to find out the rate of change of sliding down, sliding of its lower end of the ladder, that is lower end is E. We have to find out the find out the rate of change of sliding of the lower end of the ladder. We have to find out this result, and we are given the upper sliding down of upper end at the rate of 2 meter per second. Now let us begin. Here we can see that there are two similar triangle is formed. There are two similar triangle. These similar triangles are AFD triangle AFD and triangle ABE. Similar triangle is AFD and ABE. Triangle ABE are similar. These are two similar triangles. These similar triangles are AFD and ABE. Two similar triangles are formed in this figure, and from the properties of similar triangle we can write AF over AB equal to AD over AE. Now AF is 3 and AB is 3 plus 7 equal to AD. AD is 15 meter, that is 15, and AE is AD is 15 minus x, and AE is 15. This is so 15 3 over 10 equal to 15 minus x over 15. This is 15 minus x equal to 45 over 10. 45 over 10, that is x equal to x equal to 105 over 10, that is 10.5. Now we have also a right angle triangle CDE. CDE is right angle So from the properties of right angle triangle, we can write the square of the hypotenuse is the sum of the square of other two sides, that is hypotenuse is here d. So d square equal to CD square plus C square, CD square plus C square. This is hypotenuse, this is perpendicular, this is base. So hypotenuse square equal to base square plus square of the base plus square of the perpendicular. So d is x square equal to CD. CD is 7 square plus C square. This is suppose C is taken as y. So x square equal to 49 plus y square. If we take differentiation on both sides with respect to t, we get differentiating both sides of 1, we get 2x dx dt equal to 0 plus 2y dy dt. Here also we have when here also we have already got x equal to 10.5, that is 10.5 square equal to 49 plus y square. We can get the value of y from this equation. Y square equal to 10.5 square minus 49 means 7 square, that is 17.5 into 3.5, that is 5 into 3.5 square. So y equal to 3.5 root 5, 3.5 root 5. So we have got the value of y, which is 3.5 into root 5. So we can put here the value of x and y. X is 10.5, that is 2 into 10.5 and into dx dt. Dx dt is given as 2 meter per second. This is the sliding down of upper end, rate of sliding down of upper end, that is 2 meter per second. So into 2 equal to 2 into y, y is 3.5 root 5 into dy dt. We have to find out the value of dy dt. So 2 is cancelled out. So dy dt equal to 21 over 3.5 into root 5 equal to 6 over root 5, and the unit is meter per second. This is the rate of change of sliding of the lower end of the ladder, which is got as this. This is the rate of change of sliding of lower end of the ladder, that is AE, ladder AE. Lower end of the ladder, rate of sliding of lower end of the ladder is got as 6 over root 5 meter per second. This is the result. This is the result. This is the result. This is the value of the rate of change of sliding of the lower end of the ladder is 6 over root 5 meter per second.